Hello, everyone. There's too many.
There are a lot of people.
5 people.
I'd say too many. And we'll let you decide which two. Ooh. This is our video review for Star Wars Episode Rogue One.
That's what it's called.
It was Rogue Wonderful. And I wanted to be the first one to say it.
Okay.
Right, so we're going to do a bit of non-spoilery stuff now. We're going to tell you whether or not it's good and stuff, and then we're going to get into a little bit of plot stuff later. Yes. So guys, and K2, what did you think?
Peter Austin.
Well, K2 is maybe the best thing in the entire film.
He's your new favourite character.
Yeah, he's everyone's new favourite character. Even you've not seen it yet, he is your favourite character. The film on the whole is a bloody triumph, I would say. I think it's better than Force Awakens.
Yes.
I think it massively complements the original trilogy, which is difficult to do. And it also, well, no, I don't want to do spoilers yet. But overall, 9 or 10 out of 10. That's my headline.
Wow, 10.
That's
a 10 out of 10.
I would say the final third is a 10.
For a fan.
Solidly, it's 10.
Yeah.
Not even for a fan, just as a piece of filmmaking. It's so well pitched and the tension and you're in there. Right. It's a 10.
I got a little bit of kind of heat, as they say in the wrestling industry, online for saying it was better than Episode 7, which is not by any stretch to say that Episode 7 is bad.
No.
Episode 7 is a good film, or some may say a very good film, whereas this was a new film.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of, for me, a lot of the emotional heft of Episode 7 was lost in the fact that I couldn't get over the fact that it felt like a remake of New Hope.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a film where you don't know what's going to happen next, entirely new characters, an entirely different tone. Like, it feels like a really dirty film. It feels like the entire thing is set in the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
It's impressive to be able to do that in that if you don't know what's going to happen next, in a film that is a prequel leading up to exactly what we know is going to happen. But they did it in a really clever way.
It proper had tension when you knew... Well, we shouldn't say, just in case anyone hasn't seen A New Hope for some reason.
Why are you watching this?
But Ben, you liked the film so much that at 4 o'clock in the morning, you bought this.
Yeah.
That's bigger than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so yes. Basically, I came home, it was 4 a.m. I'm very tired now, we're all very tired.
Yeah.
I came home, I went on Argos, we're not sponsored by Argos.
No.
We're just big fans.
But if they want to send us another, then please
Other online click and collect stores are available.
I'm not sure you need to send us another one.
This is too much. Right, so I wanted one of these and I thought, well, what have they got available? This was it. And I didn't look at the size. I did know it was 20 inches tall and I thought, hey, that's fine. That's a fine size for a toy. Picked it up this morning. It's too big.
Too big.
It's too big.
There's often a disparity of inches between real life and online.
Look at his legs.
It's easily done.
Peter.
God, he's got long legs.
Stop doing sex jokes.
I've done a sex joke.
So you wanted a K2 doll so much. Why
It's not a doll,
specifically?
it's an action figure.
Why did you want one immediately?
Because he is one of the best parts of the film.
Yeah.
Better than BB-8. He would beat BB-8 in a fight.
Oh, he would leather the crap out of BB-8.
He would punt him into the sea.
He would. He absolutely
And
would.
3PO and R2 all at once.
He would deck a lot of them,
He would. He's incredible. He can use a gun.
He can.
Yeah.
And sass.
None of that,
he can use
stupid
sass.
C-3PO crap.
He
What's that?
smokes some fools in this movie.
He does. If he could
Verbally.
smoke, he'd probably smoke as well. And we
Oh,
all know
God.
smoking is really cool.
Yeah.
Especially for robots.
Especially
He's a funnier character than they've ever had. He's the key to this whole thing.
His humour's
I think
pitched so perfectly, though. Like, it never feels, like, gratuitous or cheesy. Like, it's weighted and it's timed so perfectly.
It's rooted in a character quirk that just keeps paying off.
Yep.
And that's the thing about this film is there are a lot of very interesting characters. There are loads of characters, which you may argue is a bit of a point against it because I can't remember any of their names.
A lot of characters weren't developed enough.
No.
But they were sort of played by striking actors, and they were given stuff to do. Every character got a thing to do.
Yeah, I said this when we came out. Like, I thought the opening felt a bit rushed, and I kind of once it got into all the action, I was like, not totally sure who everybody is, but I cared anyway. Like, I was like, right, I don't quite know who they are, but at the same time, they were all sort of thrust into that circumstance together, and they probably wouldn't have known who each other was. So maybe that cloudiness over them is kind of intentional.
It makes sense. I mean, I actually disagree in terms of the opening. I thought was really well paced. I like the fact that it just kept going and going and going. It was quick scenes. It didn't. There was no fluff. It was just. And I admit I can't remember who anyone's bloody name is either.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it didn't feel like that really mattered.
We remember this guy.
We remember this man. But ultimately, I think once it really hit the action towards the end of the film, the last 10 minutes in particular were absurd.
I guess it's even like a metaphor in a way for how they would have been treated in A New Hope onwards. People might not know their names, but their actions spoke louder than their words.
Well, their
names.
Oh, I thought you were trying to me.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Now, one of the things you lambast at the prequels is the fact they had a negative effect on the original Star Wars trilogy, making Darth Vader seem like, quotes, a bit of a pussy.
I hate sand.
Yeah, I hate sand.
Really hate
it's coarse.
Oh.
And it gets everywhere.
You wouldn't believe the places I found sand. It's
I suddenly have the urge to kiss you, Peter Austin. But one of the things that we all felt about this movie when we came out was you want to watch New Hope because you feel like it's going to make it better.
yeah.
I'm literally doing the article right now, coming soon to whatculture.com, on all the ways this is actually improves the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Like all the little characters which are going to feel more developed, all the little plot threads which are going to make a lot more sense, all the weight of the galaxy, the weight of the Civil War, like it all feels like so much more important and meaningful now that I've seen a bit of the...
Well, before we move on to spoilers, I have prepared something for you all.
Yeah. I'm
The
aware.
style of What Culture, I'm proud to present the 10 lines I'm disappointed weren't in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story.
Okay.
Number 10, can't wait for the return of the Jedi. Number 9, she's a proper phantom menace. Number 8, I hope the Empire doesn't strike back. Number 7, proceed gingerly. Number 6, it's gin splicing time. Number 5, gin, meet Gordon. Number 4, gin, meet tonic. Number 3, gin, meet juice.
There's a theme.
Number 2, if we pull this off, we'll have a new hope.
I like that one.
And number 1, she looks like a Rogue One.
So getting into spoilers. Right, stop watching this video if you haven't seen it. Go and see it because it's great. So let's talk about the actual what happens in the film. This film's all about killing.
Everyone's dead.
So many people die.
We knew that people were going to die, right? Because none of these characters show up later. But I wasn't expecting them to all die in about 10 minutes.
No. It's carnage. It starts as it means to go on with a member of the rebellion executing a member of the rebellion by shooting him in the back because they're worried about getting caught. It's like proper messy part of guerrilla warfare. Like they're ordering assassinations. They're telling people to betray certain members of the team. Like they're proper kind of running in, messing stuff up, and then getting out. Like you see like an ambush, like proper kind of roadside guerrilla warfare. It's like different kind of bands within the rebellion fighting each other. People getting mind tortured.
Oh my
God. That was
by a slug.
Dude got hentai'd insane.
Jeez.
It's very arousing.
That was
rough.
Yeah, there was a lot of tentacles.
I mean, that's what I didn't want to do the spoilers before the spoiler warning, but talking about how it makes everything darker and more serious and the war is like an actual thing. It made the Death Star more terrifying, I think, compared to... Because all we've seen is actually it blew up Alderaan. We never saw Alderaan down. We never saw children playing in the Alderaan sunlight.
Tell you what this did.
Oh, God.
This did what Episode 7 could not do, right? In Episode 7, I didn't care about the Starkiller base because killing 5 planets is just like, that's too big. You don't feel any of that weight. Because you don't see any people on those planets. You say, 5 planets. That's bigger than A New Hope.
I think you do actually see some people.
Do you?
You see them doing a quick
last minute.
What's that?
Yeah, for 3 seconds.
Right, okay, sure.
Yeah.
But either then, is J.J. Abrams just kind of like...
Well, there goes the microphone.
It was worth it.
Is that supposed to signify?
That's his big old cock and bone.
Oh, God.
Who touched it? Was you just touching it?
No, I touched it.
I touched
did.
it. I'd do it again as well. Okay.
So, this time around, the Death Star is not blowing up whole planets. It's just blowing up cities, but in a way that feels much more impactful.
Yeah.
Especially because of how slapshot they are with aiming the thing.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, look, if we aim it in the general vicinity of the planet,
shockwave.
everyone's going
Just
to die.
hit
It doesn't
the planet.
matter.
Just hit it. It
They're
doesn't
just-
matter. It's an extinction level event, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was a good way
Fire
around
the
it because
planet.
obviously they make a big fuss about Alderaan's like it's our weapons test. We're going to show what it can do. So they couldn't really use it in Rogue One without that not making sense. It was, we'll just do a one chamber shot. Don't charge the full thing. That is expensive. We just want that city gone.
Yeah.
And then they just make a sick wave out of the desert as well.
Or the visuals for just the visuals in general.
Yeah.
I need to lie down.
Let's talk about CG.
Yeah, I was
Talk
just going to
about
say
CG.
that, yeah.
Go on.
So, Death Star, scarier. Darth Vader, scarier.
Oh
my God.
He completely wipes out the whole no.
Yeah.
It's like, hello
turns into
guys.
alien.
Did you forget
Yeah.
I was a fucking badass?
That was actually a little bit scary. Just sitting there watching it, it was like, okay, he is actually, wow.
He's really
I think
he's a thing.
he's got a higher body count in that closing sequence than I think the
Death Star.
entire. Yeah,
Yes.
he must knock off about 30 people in the space of what, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, you get like when he first arrives, you're like, "Yay, Darth
Yeah.
Vader!"
That's
And then
good.
you're like,
And then
"Oh
he
wait,
goes, so-
oh no,
oh,
Darth Vader!"
I remember now, yeah. But the segue I was going for there, CG, we saw not only Grand Moff Tarkin coming back with more screen time than I expected,
Yeah.
but also Princess Leia.
Basically, the Audrey Hepburn Galaxy advert has basically opened up the doors.
Yeah.
We could all die tomorrow and be in the next Star Wars film.
Yeah,
I don't
we
think
could
have
carry
the
on with
budget
what
for that,
culture.
so-
Look,
Death
What
is
culture to
now.
continue
just
with
make these teeth. You'll need all the computers you can.
God.
Don't say that, man.
How
Ting,
how
ting.
far are we away from some kind of like award nod for like best performance by a dead
By a
actor?
dead man.
Not
Yeah.
not posthumously, like an actual dead
It'd have to be the
person.
voice then. wouldn't
I mean,
it? It'd have
like-
to be the voice of whoever
Yeah.
did an
Tarkin
impression.
gave a great
He was
performance.
strong.
He was
He was good.
fantastic.
I mean, he looked a little bit rubbery, just
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, that was my problem with it.
But like, he's supposed to be like this spectral. Like, he looks scarier for the
Yeah.
fact that he was a bit uncanny.
Yeah. I think it was like 50-50. Certain shots, it was depending on the lighting and the angle. I think sometimes he actually did just look like a human. I wouldn't necessarily have known. But he definitely did at times.
He still looked very good for a dead guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. I thought Leia was more realistic, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Really?
I thought Leia was
Yeah. I honestly did.
I thought she was pretty good.
I wasn't sure they were going to even show her. She was.
No.
Well, come on, it
That's
wasn't
the
that
Leia
bad.
face.
She was wearing her hood and she had her back to them. She didn't need to turn
Yeah.
around.
Yeah,
but
you
she
thought
did.
that was gonna be
They
it.
did
And
like
she
2
was there, and I
shots
was
of
like,
it. Yeah.
okay, that's fine. She's not in it for long, but it was the fact that we had Tarkin walking through various lighting that we could really
Yeah.
highlight
Yeah.
that he wasn't there.
I just wish they'd just used old Carrie Fisher and just like not just put her in the hood.
I did wonder. I mean, there's been talk of whether her daughter is going to play young Leia at some point, and I thought, if
What does
they-
her daughter look like?
I guess like her,
Like her,
yeah.
you'd imagine.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Quite creepy, actually.
yeah.
Well, what does her daughter?
What does her daughter look like?
I didn't say it. Nobody heard it.
To be
like
fair,
that,
you
but
do
I
keep
heard
saying that
Yeah.
over and over again.
What does
About
her-
everybody.
Been
Yeah.
googling her all morning.
Have
we're
you
on-
heard the news about Angela Merkel? What does her daughter look like?
We're on the list.
I'm writing a note to Google her.
Google Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Carrie Fisher's daughter.
God. So I, as we saw her from the back, I thought, okay, if she turns around, it's probably going to be her daughter. And it wasn't, and it was a nice surprise. I thought it was good enough. Both characters, Moff Tarkin and Leia, I thought they were fine.
Tell you what, Mon Mothma, not only as sexy as she was in
Yeah.
all 3
Of
films.
course, you've got a thing for Mon Mothma.
Oh, who doesn't have a thing
course
for
you've
Mon
got a thing for
Mothma?
Mon
Not me.
With that kind of cut glass, delicate voice.
Does she
Many-
have a daughter? Or?
I just like a lady who's going to
I'll
guilt
find
trip
out.
me into feeling bad about the deaths of many Bothans before we have sex. Many
Yeah.
Bothans die to bring us this
How often
red
does that, how often
wine.
does that come
Episode
up?
6.
Look, I'm not going to...
Red wine.
God, this Chianti. Many Bothans.
Plenty of characters, as well as Mon Mothma, also made cameos.
Yeah, that's
There
right.
was, I've written it on my hand, Jan Dodonna, who is the
That
man,
was it, yes.
the beardy man,
The-
who's
the diplomat.
He stands at the front going, here's the Death Star.
He's Leia's adoptive father. Right?
No, that is
Bail
Bail
Organa.
Organa, who was also in
Oh,
it.
he was also.
Jimmy Smits is in it. That's another way it improves the thing. It makes the whole death of Alderaan seem more sad because Jimmy Smits at just at one point in the movie goes, well, Better be getting back to
head to
Alderaan,
Alderaan.
guys.
Yeah.
I've got to
Well-
warn my people, there'll be no peace.
I'm going back to Alderaan to live happily ever after.
Yeah.
Mon Mothma
with
just,
all
just
of my
patting him on the
babies.
back as he goes. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you get out of Dodge, friend.
Also,
Get out of here. It's dangerous here.
little Easter egg I heard. When the door opened into the hangar at one point, on the tannoy, some guy goes, Captain Antilles. So Wedge Antilles was in there as well.
I was half expecting him to
Be flying around.
Be flying one of the
I did think
X-wings.
I was sad we didn't see Porkins.
Yeah.
Porkins. He,
But,
was, he was eating, probably.
Oh.
If he was just in the back of a shot eating
Porkins in
burger.
catering. Just, wait, we're doing what?
Imagine if he'd been the hero of the day. That would have made his death even worse.
Yeah, if they'd have given Porkins a backstory.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to see Y-wings actually cause some damage. In
Yeah,
this
drop
film.
it
I got to see the tugboats that push.
Yes.
That was
The
amazing.
push ships. What
Okay.
were they about?
Yeah.
The best set piece in the. Okay, it ends. I'm not sure about the fact that it ended like a normal Star Wars film. Like it ended with a big space battle and pew 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 pew. It basically ended a little bit like Return of the Jedi with those kind of
fine.
big kind of space turd long ships with
Space
with a squid inside.
Yeah. Those ones, yeah.
But it's all worth it for the ship whose sole job is to push Star Destroyers into each other.
Yeah.
Destroyers,
That
yeah.
was amazing.
Was it a Hammerhead Corvette or something
Yeah.
ridiculous?
Yes, it was. I definitely heard
wedges
Corvette.
itself.
Yeah.
I heard the name Corvette.
It's the top down. Does this guy?
Because we were talking about it afterwards, and I thought originally that they were going to crash. Like, oh God, another
Yeah,
rebel
I
ship
thought it
is
was
gonna.
gonna.
And then they went into it. All the Imperial officers go, "Whoa!" And they go,
Whoa.
right, engage thrusters. Oh no, they've done this before. This is what they're all about.
If that can push a Star Destroyer with the force that it has sex and kills another Star Destroyer, why don't they just drive it into the Death Star?
Well, I think the
good
point
point.
was that Star Destroyer, its shields, no, its engines were down.
Yeah.
And in
Oh,
space,
okay.
there's no wind resistance, so you could probably
no-
push
Yes.
a Star Destroyer in space.
God. Science.
Citation needed. I don't know if you could push a Star Destroyer.
Well,
in
you'd
space.
only push it at the force that you could push it, so you'd move backwards, and it would move very slowly.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it.
But
You
could
do need a specialised ship and crew for such a...
Yeah, you need a Corvette.
Stop it, dorks! Let's talk about death, right? Everyone dies.
Yeah.
Everyone dies.
Which
Everyone dies.
again makes the final attack on the Death Star feel more important because of all these people that have died to do it. The theory has been put to rest. Jin, is that her name? Is
Yes.
not Rey's mum.
No, yeah.
No, that's not a thing. Because
Do these theories ever work out? Ever? I know we'll do 100 theory articles before a film.
one
comes
of
out.
them's got to be
But do
right.
any of them ever pan out?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Wow.
Oh my God! Is that going to be on your Twitter?
Hang on, no, it's a little bit sexier than I was expecting. Do carry on
He's
with your conversation.
presenting.
Oh,
What does your daughter look like?
Oh,
I find your answer vague and unconvincing.
he's marvelous.
He's so
all the
good.
best one-liners go to this guy. Yeah, it's like loads of people die. Not just. I'm just.
Carry on.
No,
loads
I'll,
of people
I'll-
die.
Yeah. So the ending is very kind of it's like a war movie at the end. It's like trench warfare. It's like it properly feels like Battle of the Somme levels.
Yeah.
Of like it's heartbreak.
It is
Sacrifice.
genuinely, yeah.
Look, I'm trying to make a serious point here,
No.
and you're looking at a sex robot.
Put him away.
He was really interfering with your natural compulsion to gesticulate, so that's probably for the best.
He was. I just wanted to sweep him. But yes, it made more interesting. Every action scene felt kind of more emotionally loaded. There was a lot of stuff going on. Like from the opening, they set up the mother sacrifice, tensions between daughter and father. There's a betrayer in rebellion, but you know about him from the early on, and there's like assassinations to be planned. The Rogue One squadron bombs its own men at one point.
Yeah.
Like it's properly not your average kind of wipe fade clear cut G Willikers.
It's not,
It's the kind
it's
of
not a
thing-
Star Wars film.
No, yeah.
It's a film.
It's a war film.
It's a proper war
that just
film.
happens to be set in
Yeah.
the galaxy far, far away.
I've seen a lot of people saying it's the Dirty Dozen in space.
Right.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for
that's
that.
exactly what it is.
Well, let's go round them. Favorite bit.
Favorite bit, genuinely. I mean, there are some really, really good bits, but I can't deny the joy I felt when the two Cantina thugs bumped into Jin and said, "You just watch yourself."
I'm disappointed that he didn't say, "My friend doesn't like you either."
Well, the thing is, as well, because of the time difference, the time span, they will have then pretty much gone straight to the Cantina. It's just weird knowing that moments earlier, when you're watching A New Hope, they were just bumping into Jin. They were on Jeddah. They had a lucky escape, actually.
Jeddah.
I just love the fan service. I think that's representative of all my favourite bits. That moment there is like, fans, enjoy this film. I just really liked it.
Adam Clery.
I want to say it's the bit towards the end with Vader going through the corridor and then passing the plans over. That is comprehensively the best moment of the film.
Yeah.
It builds to that.
So scary.
Because it's such a huge, all-encompassing plan. It takes, there's a space battle, there's a huge facility, it goes across planets, and it all comes down to literally two guys either side of a door and Darth Vader, and that's the margin that the whole thing comes down to.
Yeah.
But my favourite bit is when Jin turns around and shoots the robot that looks exactly like K2.
Yeah.
And for a second, because I thought when I was watching it, oh, she shot K2.
She's made a mistake.
She shot K2.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And then it quickly pulls out, and you see K2. Somehow, oh, God.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Right
Even
up
though
his
he
exhaust port.
cannot express any... he has no facial expressions.
Yeah.
Somehow you still see him do this face. Even though he can't... There's no actual expression there, but you just get it.
It's pretty much that, what he's doing.
Did you know that wasn't me?
Did you know that wasn't me?
Amazing.
Smash cut to...
Lumps.
Rey and her father are on the base after the bombing run. Like, that whole scene was the most... Because you have no idea what's going to happen to any of these characters. What did I say?
Oh, you said Ray. You did say Ray.
Did I say Rey?
Oh, that's an Easter egg.
I didn't notice that. until
Oh,
you said
you
that.
pointy-nosed brunettes. In my Star Wars films, more. I don't know. No, get past it.
Just posh
No,
girls,
get
yeah.
past it.
going.
What was this
Get
upbringing?
past it. I don't look.
Adam Blampied, what was your favourite moment of Rogue
My
One?
favourite bit was
Girls.
yeah, the bit with the chicks. I liked the bit where they bombed their own men. There's devastation. Rey and her father. Generally, one of the most exciting set pieces. You had no idea what was going to
Jin.
happen to. What did I say?
You just said
The
Ray
Ray.
again.
Did I? For f***'s sake! Right, ask me again what my favourite bit was.
What's your favourite bit of the film that wasn't Rey?
My favourite bit was the sex mind octopus.
Yeah. it was
Jeez,
good.
yeah.
Legitimately, the bit where
Literally,
Jin and her
where
father-
Jin and her father reunited, and it was the most emotional thing in a Star Wars film since Return of the Jedi. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's some really good emotional moments in 7, but like this bit, it really, really got me. And it powered the entire rest of the film because that was what was fueling her. I was really behind her. So every action scene that she was in, I was so much more invested in.
Yeah.
Of all the final words I've ever heard a character give before they die, I have so much to tell you. It's just
Heartbreaking.
the weight that carry.
Yeah.
I'm so blah. It could have passed on a message, anything, blah blah blah. And you've seen it 100 times.
I have some cheese in the fridge that's going out of date soon, Jin. You
Jin.
must use it. Ray. You
But
must use it, Ray.
like that, the relationship between you said Ray, between
I said it intentionally.
Oh, did it in
Yeah.
jest?
it was a rib on you.
Oh, I got.
Absolutely was.
I deserved that.
What's going on?
I deserved that. The bit, like, because that whole relationship between her and her father could have been like, I'm not talking to you, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in fact, she just saw the hologram of him. And it's just like, I've missed you so much. She breaks down, and it's just such an earnest playing of that relationship. And
Also, I thought she was going to be annoying as hell from watching the trailer. I honestly got the impression that Felicity Jones was going to be really irritating to watch.
Great.
But they packed the trailer full of so much cheese. Like, they edited it
trailer's
together.
quite bad,
that was
really.
not representative of how
Relatively.
those scenes played out
Yeah.
at all.
Dream.
And she was great.
will you become? Yeah.
That never happened.
that line in it?
No, it wasn't in there.
But my favourite bit, definitely the Darth Vader corridor scene.
Yeah.
It has to be like that. That made the film for me.
Mm.
But ultimately, better than The Force Awakens.
I'll say yes. I don't care if you're getting flack online. I think better than Force Awakens.
Better than Force Awakens.
It's a much better film, full stop. Than
Better than Force Awakens.
All you can do is compare the moments when you came out of the cinema seeing it for the first time. I felt more buzz for this than I did for Force Awakens.
I think I enjoyed the ride more in Force Awakens in that I was invested for longer because it had all the the right music and stuff, and it was making me feel all these things. But like, I came out at the end of Rogue One having seen that last 10 minutes. Like, that was incredible.
I think the difference between the two is while Rogue One in and of itself feels like a new movie, as we said, I still feel like it had very original trilogy feelings about it, and I don't just mean the fact that there are X-Wings and TIE Fighters and Death Stars. It just felt there was something about it at its core that was quite original trilogy, whereas Force Awakens is a good film, but it's different.
And there was something the thing is, there was something at Rogue One's core which, was just original in of itself. Like, it ended with everyone attacking a big thing in space, and there was a bit which was basically the trench. Where they fly into the shield gate, and there's this little kind of thing. So there's always going to be that kind of stuff in Star Wars. But up until that point, they've been so like the plot beats were not the same.
No.
So they felt like the connective stuff they've earned, the stuff that made us be like, it connects to the first film. The first film is literally happening like 3 hours after this one. That, because it's been its own beast with its own characters and completely different type of story, when it all connects up in the end, it's not inevitable like it was in 7. It's a welcome surprise. And it just bowls you over with how well it fits into the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
It's just...
Would you give it a score out of 10 right now? Just the number. Just give me the number.
I know I said 10. I'll say at least 9.
I'll say 9.
9.
9.
Parts of it are 10.
Yeah, that's it. That's where my 10 comes from,
What Culture rates it 9 out of 10 then. Make sure you check back to whatculture.com. There's going to be tons of articles, Easter egg lists, all sorts of stuff. And no doubt we'll be turning some of those into videos as well.
Easter eggs.
Make sure you keep it here on the What Culture main channel. What?
That's what we're calling it now.
God.
The wrestling channel.
Keep it
The
the
wrestling
channel.
channel, the gaming channel, the
What Culture main.
I don't know. What would you call it?
Bye!
I'd call it Ray.
Oh, you dead.